radio play-by-play voice of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Welcome to everyone here at Mayo Clinic Square and everyone watching on Timberwolves.com, FoxSportsNorth.com, and listening on the radio flagship of the Wolves, 830 WCCO. Today we're excited to welcome the two newest additions to the Twin Cities and to the Timberwolves family. Last Thursday, the Wolves drafted guard Josh Okogie with the 20th overall pick and selected forward Keita Bates-Diop with the 48th overall selection. Josh played 2 seasons at Georgia Tech, averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds this past season, and was named All-ACC third team. Josh ranked 4th in the ACC in scoring, led the conference in free throw attempts, averaging nearly 7 per game, and in his 2 seasons as a Yellow Jacket, shot 38% from beyond the arc. Keita was named Big Ten Player of the Year this past season as a redshirt junior at The Ohio State University after averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, and nearly 2 blocks a game. He ranked 1st in the Big Ten in scoring, he was 2nd in rebounds, and 5th in block shots. Keita was a consensus second-team All-American and a top 5 finalist for the Julius Erving Award, honoring the top small forward in the nation. To tip off today's press conference, we'll get some opening remarks from President of Basketball Operations Tom Thibodeau. Then we'll hear from General Manager Scott Layden. After that, we'll have a few words from Josh and Keita before opening it up to questions from the media. Coach?
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. We'd also like to welcome the Okogie and the Bates-Diop families for being here today as well. It's a very exciting day. And of course, we'd also like to welcome their agents, Austin Brown and Mark Stevens, for being here as well. And I also would like to thank Scott Layden and his staff for how hard they worked all year to organizing the draft, going through the process of evaluating the players, our analytics staff for the prep work that they did also. It was a great day for us, and of course, most importantly, we would like to welcome Josh and Keita to our organization. And we felt that we were very fortunate to add both of these guys because of the versatility that they bring. 2 of the areas that we wanted to address was our three-point shooting and versatility in terms of guarding multiple positions. And we felt that we were able to do that with both of these players. So we're very excited to have them here, and we think they'll be a great fit with us.
Just want to say thank you for having me. It's been a wonderful experience so far. The city is great. The people are great. I just want to give a special shout out to Sid. You know, heard lots of wonderful things about you, and it's, you know, it's good to be in your presence. And just thank you. You know, God made this all possible for me, and just want to say I'm blessed and nice to meet you all.
You go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody for coming as well. I want to thank my family and, you know, Austin for being here and helping me get to this position. I want to thank God for, you know, also putting me in this position. I also shout out Sid for being here. I know he's a big staple in the community, and, you know, he's iconic here. I just want to thank everybody as well. I'm happy to be in the city.
So we're excited for Keita and Josh. This is a great day for you, and welcome to the city, and certainly your families and agents. It's nice to have everybody here. This day for our franchise is very important also because it adds to our team, it adds to us in the future, it adds to winning. And I look forward to these players getting with Coach Tibbs and his system, because I think they're gonna flourish and they're gonna do very well. Both players come to us with high character. Both players come to us with tremendous work ethic, and when you put all that together, it certainly makes for an exciting future. So welcome and good luck.
Thank you.
We'll open it up to some questions now. We got a couple microphones being passed around. A reminder to just state your name and affiliation before asking your question.
John Krasinski from The Athletic. Josh, I think you've said in the past that you look at Jimmy Butler as kind of a guy that you look up to a little bit. What does it feel like to kind of be on the team with him now, and how much do you think you can learn from him?
It's crazy because, you know, like you said, I've said that like months ago, and just, you know, to finally be here an organization like this is certainly a blessing. But I feel like I can learn a lot of things from him. Just how much pride he brings to the game on both ends of the court. Something that I want to do myself. So I feel like I have a lot to learn, and I'm ready to listen.
Josh, Dawn Mitchell from Fox 9. Everyone talks about your versatility as well as Keita's, but also wingspan seems to be the word that comes to mind too. I know that coaching staff and everyone would love to put the versatility and the wingspan to use. Defensively, do you find that that is something that you would really like to bring to the table to put that to use?
Most definitely. Wingspan helps a lot. You can kind of be in two places at once. Thing about defense, you certainly don't have to be there to be there. Like, I could have my hand in the passing lane but still be able to, pay attention to my man. So it kind of helps a lot in terms of, versatility and how, good I can guard somebody.
Dave Campbell with the Associated Press. There was a collective surprise around the league and here when you were still available in the second round. How did sort of that draft night unfold for you, and what were your emotions like as you're sort of waiting that out?
It's an emotional night regardless, just because, it's a long process regardless of what pick you are, but I'm just happy to be here. I think it's a perfect fit for me, and, after the draft, the numbers don't really matter. I'm just, happy to be here and, get working.
Jace Frederick, Pioneer Press. For both players, there's been a lot of talk about positional versatility. What positions, I guess, at this point do you find yourselves comfortable playing and, I guess, defending on the other end?
For me, I'm comfortable playing whatever position, that they need me to play. Whether it be perimeter, post, point guard, whatever, the case may be. I think my skill set suits it. And as far as guarding positions, I love to guard any position, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, some positions are difficult than others, but I'm ready for the challenge.
Yeah, I think it's part of the reason why we're brought here is our versatility. I'm big enough to guard, the bigger guys. I'm long enough to keep, wings and guards in front of me. So I think for both of us, that'll be big.
Britt Robson of The Athletic. What's the best advice both of you have gotten in terms of preparation for the NBA thus far?
I think the biggest piece of advice that I've learned is, I'm my own CEO now. I'm in charge of all, my day-to-days, my decisions, and I have to be held accountable. So as far as, on court and off court, I'm in charge of everything. So I got to make sure I'm, well-suited off and on the court.
Yeah, same thing as being organized with your stuff on and off the court, making sure you're getting the training room, getting your treatment, getting your work on the court, and then, doing the right things off the court as well.
Keita, what was the key for you in kind of getting past the injury you had at Ohio State and trying to becoming really a lot better player after that than even you were before?
It was a lot of rehab, taking the time I needed to take off, not coming back early. I took most of the summer to, get my mind right, get my body right. So when I got back on the court, I could 100%, do what I needed to do.
Okay. Mr. Bates, do you recall your game against Minnesota?
Yes, I do. in the Garden, I do.
How did you do?
I did pretty well, and then we won the game too, so that was the most important thing.
Josh, Coach Passner said that he coached you pretty hard at Georgia Tech. You just, have any examples of maybe how he would push you, and I guess how comfortable are you with harder coaching?
I'm definitely comfortable with it. I've never really had a coach that wasn't hard on me, that, let me have my way. So I think that's the most important thing. And I thought that, it was important that me being the captain of the team, it was important that I took criticism well because, if I could take it, then my teammates had to take it as well. So, and as far as pushing, he kind of tells you something that you don't want to hear a lot of the times. Like, I'm a guy who I pride myself in how much energy I bring to the table and how much, how hard I play. So he'll say things like, you're not playing hard and you don't ever play hard. And so it'll kind of force me to play hard and give it all I got. So, I think I respond well to it.
Tom, in terms of Josh's shooting in particular, with the catch and shoot numbers are really, really good. What did you see from him in that area, and how do you think that can translate to what you want to do with him on the court?
Yeah, I think, and again, we mentioned the versatility and our needs, and so obviously the three-point shooting is an area that we wanted to address, and we felt we were able to do that with both of these players. And then, of course, the defense, the versatility, what we're seeing in our league now, is we're seeing a lot of switching. So you have to have the ability to not only guard your own position, but to be able to guard up and down. And we think both of these guys fit that. but the fact that they can play multiple positions was critical for us.
This question is for both of you. You're coming to a roster that's stacked with names like Cat, Butler, Wiggins. A, are you hoping to learn from them, but B, are you willing to be patient as well when you commit to a team that has names like that?
Yeah, definitely. We're lucky to come into a team where it's a lot of good veterans, you know, not just Cat, Jimmy, and Wiggins, but Josh Gibson's been in the league a really long time. So learning from those guys and learning how they, you know, stayed in the league and, you know, took care of their bodies can be big for us.
Yeah, likewise. I think patience is key. Like I said, you know, a lot of great guys, like you said as well, a lot of great guys on the team, Jimmy Butler, you know, Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Josh Gibson, a lot of great guys, and, you know, they have a lot of experience, you know, playing in the NBA and also playing under the system. So I think patience will, you know, be very important because I have a lot to learn.
Scott, when you're looking for shooting in the draft, is there anything specific you're looking for in college shooters where you think, okay, that's definitely going to translate, or his shot's going to translate, or is it just kind of shooters are shooters?
We were fortunate that both these players came into the gym and we had our coaches work with them, but also through the process, watching them play for their colleges, watching practices, watching the Chicago pre-draft camp. We do have a fair amount of data that tells us, you know, what these guys can do, but then does it also pass the eye test and having them shoot in front of our scouts and our coaches, and then we can determine where they are as far as how they'll be moving forward. The other interesting thing is that when players come from college into the pro game, they really have more opportunity to work with not only shooting instructors, but also get up a lot of shots. And if players have good mechanics, which both of these players do, by the way, and they have good work ethic, then, you know, the future will look bright for shooters. And both of these guys have a great work ethic and great mechanics. So I predict they'll both do very well.
Tom, there would seem to be both a short and long-term need for both of these guys on the roster. That said, playing time is obviously earned. How will you know, or what will tell you how soon these guys are ready to actually contribute and earn minutes right away?
Well, we'll begin tonight, so their first workout is tonight, and then we'll get prepared for Summer League. And Summer League is a great experience for young players because it's their first taste of NBA basketball. The rules are a lot different, the game is a lot different, and it's sort of like a dress rehearsal for what training camp will be like. And so they'll get that experience, and then of course they'll come back after Summer League and we'll get some more work throughout the rest of the summer. And then after Labor Day, when all the vets come back, the fall practices will be critical. And then you have training camp. And so you take everything step by step. Practices are critical. You earn your playing time by the things that you're doing in practice. And then when your opportunity does come, you have to be ready. And if you perform well, you'll play.
Hey, Scott, as Keita was kind of starting to fall and you guys are sitting at 48 there, what's kind of going through your mind as you look at a player who you probably had pretty highly ranked, now all of a sudden getting closer and closer to you? Are you kind of going back over him again to make sure that everything is there, or do you stay pretty true and trust the research that you put into it? How does that work?
We trust the process. We put a lot of time into watching these players and going through all the, you know, whether it's the interviews that we had or the background information, all the intel that we gather, all the scouting reports over the years, also the analytics involved with each player. But it gives us the confidence to make a selection, and so we felt good about that moment. So we felt prepared at that time.
John, if I could add this also, and this is one of the things that I respect about Scott a lot. He was a part of Utah for a long time, and he likes to go out and evaluate and scout himself. And I think it's a huge bonus for us. So during the season, he's here at all our home games, but when we go on the road, he's watching all the players himself. And then what you get out of that is you're cross-referencing the coaches, and there's a lot of really great input that comes into it. So I think we've benefited from that. And if you look back to the Utah days and the track record that Scott had there of the players that he found, it's pretty amazing. And they were able to sustain their success for a very long period of time. He's one of the best in the business at it.
Dane Moore, ZoneCoverage.com. Another question for you, Scott. Do you draw parallels between the drafting of Josh and Keita to kind of what Toronto has done the past couple of years and grabbing versatility and shooting in the draft with OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam? Was that a parallel you drew at all in your process?
I think Toronto has done an amazing job. When you look at their second unit this year and just how it added to winning, and we have great respect for their organization. I think with regards to these guys, again, it's about the work that they're going to put in and their work ethic and their track record for helping their colleges. And so we're excited that they're now in our program and ready to go to work.
Any other questions? All right, that'll conclude today's press conference. We'll now have the guys pose with the players' jerseys. And thanks everyone for attending and watching today.
Thanks for coming, everybody.